Hey guys, here's a teaser for you if you want to work on hamstring flexibility and perhaps eventually be able to go into your splits. All you're going to need for today's practice is a yoga mat as well as a bath towel. If you have sliders, by all means go ahead and use it, but this is not going to be easy to do on a carpeted surface unless you are using sliders, right? So if you're using a tile floor like I am, a bath towel will work just fine. All right, so let's come into a kneeling position first. We're going to warm up around the hips before we actually start to go into some of those fun movements, right? So today's practice is going to take roughly about 8 to 10 minutes. It is a teaser, so if you want a fuller workout, do subscribe to the full videos. We're going to step your right foot forwards. Having that cushioning under your knee for that back leg is going to make it a lot more comfortable for yourselves, right? So as you inhale, sink your hips forwards, and exhale, shift the hips back. Let's do that again. Forwards and back. And 3. Hey, 2 more times, just like that. And 1 more. Good. All right, and let's go ahead and shift it over to the other side. So just getting the hips more warmed up makes it a whole lot easier for you to go into your preparation for your splits. 2 more like that. Hey, 1 more like that. And we're going to combine it with another movement, stretching the back of the thighs now. So as you inhale, reach both arms up. As you exhale, you have a choice. If you're losing your balance, keep your fingers down towards the floor as you shift your hips back and work to straighten that front leg. If you are okay, repeat that 4 more times with your arms reaching back and shifting the hips back and down. All right, inhale, 3 more, and exhale. Arms back, straighten the front leg, flex your front foot, and twice more. Exhale. 1 more. Exhale. Coming forwards, hold it, and then melt your chest closer towards your thigh. Just holding it here without rounding your back. I need you to feel that stretch along the back of your thigh for that straightened out leg. Toes pointing up so you feel that stretch around your calves as well. And let's hold it here for another 2 more breaths. 1 more. And then stop. Coming forwards and up. Bring that front leg back and let's switch sides. Same thing. Wiggle the front foot further forwards. If you find that your front foot is too close to your back knee, you're not going to get very much movement for this one here. All right, so inhale, reach your arms up. If you need to, fingers down to help support you in balancing, and shift the hips back. Straighten that front leg. 4 more. And out. 3. Twice more. 1 more time. So this is a really good one to work with for those of us who sit down for many hours throughout the day. Fingers coming down to help you with balancing, chest comes down towards your thigh. So just, like I said earlier, avoid just rounding your back when you're trying to get a stretch for the back of the hamstring. Very often we will tend to just drop the head down, rounding the backs, and that can actually irritate the lower back even more for those who have issues there already. I'll take 2 more breaths here. 1 more. All right, go ahead and shift the weight forwards and up, and then step it back. Knees are side by side. So as we come into a standing position, you're going to have your right foot come forwards. Back foot is tucked, lifting yourselves up. Let's stay on the tiptoe position first. If this is difficult for you, please go ahead and step closer towards the front with your back foot flat. This makes it easier for you to balance. If not, follow me, tiptoe the back foot, and we're going to come forwards with your both legs straightened out. Of course, if you have yoga blocks, you can place your hands by the sides onto either block if you have very tight hamstrings to start off with. If your knee is slightly bent for that front leg, it's okay as long as you feel that stretch along the back of your thigh. Now avoid tilting the hips in such a way that it actually moves your hips towards the right side. This is my right leg in front, so I want to avoid tilting my hips towards the right. If anything at all, I want to move the right back side, the right hip back. All right, that helps me to get a deeper and more optimum stretch for where I'm targeting, which is along the back of the thigh for that front leg. If you are okay to rest your hands down towards the ground, please go ahead and do that. All right, again, avoid just rounding your back while you are here. It can actually irritate the low back even more for those of you who have problems there. already. Let's stay right here for another 4 more breaths. And 3. Twice more. And 1. Fingers down towards the ground. Let's tuck the back toes. If you are not there yet, we're going to lower the hips and straighten that front leg. And 2. And up. And 3. Look forwards as you sink the hips down. Twice more here. Very good. 1 more here. Hold it. The back knee comes down. Point that back foot. Arms reaching up. Lean back. Look up. Now, if you tend to be one of those who drops your head back while you're trying to look up, please go ahead and interlock your fingers. Support the back of the head and try to look up at this point. And let's stay right there for 5 more breaths. 4. Good. So you should feel that stretch across the front of your hip for whichever leg is behind. So in this case, it is the left leg, the left hip flexors that we are stretching. 1 more breath here. All right, and hands coming down. Tuck the back toes, lift the hips up. Good. Let's step forwards before you take your right leg back this time. Big step if you can, smaller step if you need to. All right, so keep both legs straight, and I'm going to start to fold forwards. Bring the chest closer towards the thigh. Again, thinking about shifting the left hip back and the right hip forwards, using those blocks if you need to, or resting the hands down if you are able to. All right, so we will not all look the same, but I need you to feel that stretch along the back of your thigh for whichever leg is in front. All right, let's hold it there for another 5. 4. The more you can bring your chest or your torso towards your thigh, the better. 2. And 1. All right, fingers coming down. Tuck the back toes if you are not there yet. Sink your hips down, look forwards, and straighten that front leg. Go again. 2. So where I'm targeting now is the front of the right hip, whichever leg is behind, yeah? And twice more here. 1 more here. All right, back knee comes down where I'm cushioning the back knee. Point the back foot, arms reaching up. Again, if you need to, interlock your fingers behind your head to support your head in case you tend to just compress the back of your neck, yeah? And try to look up. If you have no issues, you're able to keep the back of the neck elongated. Look up towards the ceiling. Stay right there for another 3. And 2. And 1. All right, hands coming back down. I'm going to tuck the back toes, straighten that front leg, and step forwards. I'm going to slowly roll myself to come back up. Now, at this point, I need you to go ahead and grab a hold of your sliders or your towel. We're going to go sliding. All right, so notice that I'm actually folding the front of my mat. 2 reasons. I have more space in front for which I can slide the towel. And I also have an extra layer of cushioning or padding for my back knee. Right? So notice where I am in relation to the front edge of my mat. I'm going to step forwards with my right foot. At this point, I'm going to move my foot slightly further forwards. Now watch, I'm going to flex that foot. Toes are pointing up. All right? So from here, I'm going to try to use my core. Abs, back, hips, butt, thighs, all right? So imagine you're wearing a pair of bicycle shorts and it's supporting you. Do not let your ribs flare or let your stomach poof out. If you need to hold onto the wall or a chair or a short table for balancing, please go ahead and do that, all right? I'm gonna inhale, lean forwards. On the exhale, I'm gonna try to pull back, all right? So that's where the slider has to come into effect, right? So if it's too rough, if you're using a carpet and towel, nothing's gonna move, all right? Or minimal. Inhale, we're going to go forwards, and exhale, I'm going to pull to come back. So if you're using a table or a chair for balance, exhale, and try to keep your spine upright, right? Let's go 2 more times here. And exhale, coming back up. So I'm stretching and working a lot of muscles here. And exhale, coming back up. And let's go forwards and stay right there. So if you can go lower, right? If you cannot, just stay wherever you are. I'm going to hang out here for about 5 breaths. And 4. Last 3. 2. And 1. All right, slowly pull it back in, and we're going to switch sides. Right knee comes down, left foot goes onto the towel. All right, so if you can only manage a baby movement for now, have fun. Start off with a small movement. Start off with a baby movement first. All right, hands on the hips, belly wall firm, holding onto your prop for balance. If you need to, we're gonna go inhale forwards and exhale, pull it back. And 2, if you're not sure, you might just want to start off with a smaller movement first. All right, and 3, and exhale, and 4, and up. One more time, 5, and let's go all the way forwards until you go to your maximum depth. We're going to stay there for 5 deep breaths. And 4, of course, if you feel comfy, so you just want to shift side to side at your lowest position here, go ahead and do that, right? So don't feel inclined to just stay in one position. If your body feels like it wants to shift side to side here and get a better stretch out of it, go ahead. All right, one more breath here. Alrighty, and slowly pull to come back in. And then knees are side by side. Come take a seat. Your hips should be feeling a whole lot more, well, I wouldn't say open, okay? But it feels like it has a lot more freedom of movement. You might have a tingling sensation, a warm feeling around your pelvis, which are good things. At no point in time do you feel pain, that's all. I hope you enjoyed this very short teaser, okay, of a practice to help stretch the hip flexors and the hamstrings. And I do hope that you'll look into the other teaser videos and perhaps subscribe to the longer videos as well. See y'all real soon.